Well, welcome to the initial issue for Virginia History Hunter. This is really take two for me. We're here in a small town here in Southwest Virginia where I live. Area dates back to 1903. Has a lot of history, but so far this hasn't turned up a whole lot for me. Still waiting for new permissions to come in, which would be really good areas if I can get them, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So let me get geared up and let's see what we can find today. This is the area we'll be hunting today. This is quite scenic, right alongside the river. Beautiful place for fishing, trust me. Now, I've hunted this area quite a few times, and I'll have photos of the one or two things I've found. Mostly it's just been a collection of aluminum cans. We've amazing record of consumption of old Milwaukee around here. Now that's the old mill, the whole reason the town exists. Built back in 1903 and torn down about 10 years ago. I've been alongside there. Not much luck except for aluminum cans. Thought about hunting the actual area where the buildings were, but with it being torn down like it was, I know it's going to be a lot of junk, old nails and metal. So maybe in the future. Today I found an old photograph somewhere right in this section. There used to be an old building back around the 1920s. Don't know exactly what it was used for. It stood up on stilts and wasn't very large. Had a ramp running up to it. I want to work my way between here and the river and see what I come up with today. Okay, that was interesting. I just turned my machine on after I got geared up. Immediately picking up a good high signal, repeatable. Now I'll warn you, for this area that probably means it's going to be a crushed aluminum can, because the signal's a little bit around this area. But I think this is the center of it. So let's go ahead and dig and maybe we'll get lucky. Anybody watching this is bringing me good luck today. Showing very deep, only about 4 inches. But I'm picking up something hard down in there. It sounds amazingly like well, it's not an aluminum can. Actually be a pretty good find. I'm suspecting an old hubcap. Just had to get it home and there's some writing on it. I can't really tell what it says yet. That might be pretty cool. I'll get it home, get it cleaned up, and see if I can get it identified. So y'all are good luck. So hopefully you'll keep coming back and watching some more videos. And always check the hole twice. Nope, nothing now. Unless you make the newbie mistake I just made. Fortunately, I don't have that zoomed up so you can see it. Swinging the detector over the hole, see if there's a signal. It helps if you've got the earphones plugged in to have them on your ears. Go ahead and laugh, but we've all done it. Okay, still nothing. Seriously? You know what, I'm gonna have to move secure the plug. Try your best, leave no evidence that you were even there, especially if it's not your property. Alright guys, I just laid my detector off to the side to fill that plug. Immediately start getting another high signal. Good repeatable signal again. Still covers an area, but this seems to be where X marks the spot. My pinpointer's on the way. I'll be so glad when it's here. And I'm using the Bounty Hunter 1100. It does not have a pinpoint function. So I do it the hard way, the old-fashioned way. So I get a repeatable signal making an X, and it'll give you a pretty good idea where it is. And it's pretty accurate most of the time. So let me dig here. Let's see what this one turns out to be. I normally have a little camp shovel I use. I just got this, my new toy, just got it. Walmart for $8, can't beat it. But I'm trying to make it a little bit, control the size of my plug just a little bit more with this one. Put my drop cloth down, make a neat hole. And it's still in the hole. Depth is only showing about 4 inches. I swear to you, I've been over this area several times. Never gotten these signals. Sometimes it just works out that way. I'm going past maybe getting it down about 4 inches maybe. If I get much deeper and I'm getting that strongest signal showing at that depth, it probably means it's a large aluminum can down here. It seems like I can feel something down here. Sometimes you just got to dig everything, because you never know. If you're new to the hobby, let me tell you now, you just never know what's really going to come out of these holes. Sure enough. Couldn't let the day go by too long without one. I'll go ahead and clean them up because they get heavy to carry around with all that mud in them. Okay, not old Milwaukee this time. Somebody's a high dollar roller. Got old Budweiser. See, my philosophy is why I dig just the pull tab. Let's get the whole can at one time. I'll lay it over there with my pack. I used to bring a little plastic bag for all that. Bag it up at the end of the dig and carry it off and add to the collection. Taking a look down this area. I've worked this along that trees. If you can see it or not, the little embankment. Some old bricks, and used to be an old building there, although nobody can quite remember what it was or even that it was there. But it's hard digging. Found an old square nail, so it dates it a little bit. But there's a lot of brick under there, so really hard digging. You can see right there it is an old part of a brick foundation. So there's been a couple of buildings down here along this flood wall, but I think they were just used for storage, and nothing's really turned up. Various miscellaneous pieces of iron. Nice area to fish though. Hoping to turn a little bit better for dirt fishing. Got an old school I'm working on a permission. It's not too far from here. I really want to work 1800s, early 1900s. Hopefully next day or so I can get that permission. But I won't be digging for a while. Next week or so, down in the teens temperature wise. So. Dedicated, and I love the hobby, but not going quite that far. Getting too old. new to the 1100. One of those quirks of it, I guess. I came up with a real strong coin signal, high signal. But it jumped around a little bit, but it was consistent enough. Thought it'd be worth digging. As you can see, it's just an old piece of iron. That particular little area that I'm in looks interesting because the ground is a little different than it is around other areas. But so far, only a couple of signals. Nothing worthwhile yet. I'm going to work on down toward the river, then work my way back up, and spend a little bit more time right in that little area. Hopefully that's where the building stood. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, I just dug one of those newbie lessons, I guess, that I'll pass on, that I've heard and just worked. It's a high signal, really hard to get a repeat on it. Just every now and then. It tells me it's probably something pretty deep. And knowing my machine, I figured it was worth digging. I finally went down about 8 inches and pulled that up. Hopefully that'll zoom in or focus on it. Probably just a piece of lead. Really hard to tell until I get it cleaned off a little bit better. But interesting. I mean, not exactly going to make the headlines tomorrow morning, but something I haven't dug before. Certainly nothing down here. That area might be something to keep pursuing a little bit more toward the river, but I keep getting signals that I'm pretty sure the way they bounce around and they're not zeroed in very well. Sort of maybe a 6-inch area that the signal will come up that tells me it's probably more aluminum cans. But I think that's pretty cool. You'll find also that the longer the day wears on and the less cool things you dig, the more things become cool, whatever they happen to be, except for more aluminum cans and pull tabs. But let's keep working at it. Sort of playing hooky today. Should be writing, but for metal detecting website, so I'll call it research. Can't let this day go past. So let's keep working. Alright everyone, that's pretty much it for today. Intended on closing this out at the site, but the camera went dead. So got home, and these were really the only 3 interesting items for a 3-hour hunt. A little disappointing, but to tell you the truth, a little better than it has been lately, at least at that site. Here we got just what I thought was lead, melted lead, which was interesting for that area. But after cleaning it up a little bit, I think it's probably just melted aluminum. I did find what appeared to be a fire site near there. Then we got this interesting rock. No tool marks on it, but it's funny how I ended up getting it shape. This was interesting. About the first thing I think I found. Thought it was just a hubcap, and possibly off an old car. But can't really tell what kind of metal it is. Not yet anyway. Looks assumed with aluminum, but I'm not sure. But if you can see right here on the side, there's these light went off. There's these figures they're sheep or lambs. There's 3 of them. That's the only thing on here. There's the light back on. So I'm not sure exactly what this is. It could be a hubcap off an old-fashioned pram, baby's pram. But we'll see. I'll try to do a little research. If anybody has any ideas, post it in the notes below. Let me know. I'd love to be able to show you some great finds, coins, all the other things that we like finding, but
The truth is, a lot of times, this is what a result of a hunt is. Not a whole lot to show for it. Location, location, location. Just as important in metal detecting as it is in business. One area you think is going to be just a hot spot turns out to be a real dud. And another that you don't think a whole lot's going to come out of it turns out to be a gold mine. So you just never know. I guess that's why we all do it. Well, let me know what you're thinking about the vids. Any suggestions, anything you'd like to see. In the future, I'll be doing one on the bounty hunter, and I'll do one just for people new to the hobby, and hopefully find some better locations, get some permissions coming in, and make this a little bit more interesting. But leave me any comments below. I do appreciate it and appreciate you watching. If you stayed with me the whole way, you're a good person. But until next time, everybody, happy hunting.